Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening everyone. Welcome to the evening forum today. Thank you very much for attending our forum. So, today's issue is benefits of hibah takaful. Before that, let me introduce myself and our four panelists beside me. My name is Hanana Zuha binti Sofwan as moderator today. For your information, all of our panelists are currently enrolled as business insurance student at University Teknologi Mahara Melaka. Consequently, they are excellent choice for our panels today. Our first panel is Miss Nasrin binti Johan. Next to Miss Nasrin is Miss Nur Atika binti Rosman. Can you wave a little? Okay. And at my left side is Miss Putri Rabitul Adawiyah binti Esa. Next to her is Miss Syafitri Aida binti Rizwan. Say hi. Hi. Alright. Welcome to our forum for today. Hope all of you are in a good condition. Like I said earlier, our topic today is benefit of hibah. So, what is hibah? Many are still wondering about it. We always hear the word hibah but don't really understand what it means. Hibah means the giving of ownership of an item to a person without any return. In other words, hibah also means a gift given by a person to another person voluntarily while he or she still alive. So, what are the benefits and advantage of hibah takaful? Why do we need to hibah in takaful? Here, we will go through each of the benefits of hibah takaful. Without wasting our time, I would like to ask our first panelist, Miss Nasrin. Can you tell us about the first benefit of hibah?
Thank you, Miss Hanan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening to all the panelists and audience. I am so glad to be one of the guests here. I know that some of us are very familiar with hibah, as what Miss Hanan have mentioned, but not all of us know the benefits of hibah. So, let me make it clear. One of the benefits of hibah is income replacement. Yes, I know. Some of you might be curious how hibah can turn into income replacement. Let me explain further. The passing of a major breadwinner for the family is a more painful loss and leave a huge impact on the other family members. This sudden loss not only brings grief, it also results in the loss of all sources of livelihood and monthly alimony for the family left behind. The wife who was once a housewife may have to find work to support the family. The children will also have to be frugal and fast for survival. This is where hibah takaful plays an important role in ensuring that the heirs you leave behind can continue living comfortably. Here's the example between saving without takaful and takaful plan contributions with hibah. Let's say Imran, the 30 years old male, saving 320 monthly without any additional benefits in 10 years. The total will be 38,400. So the total left to heirs is 38,400. Different with takaful plan contribution with hibah. Imran monthly contribution is 320 with 600,000 sum covered plus 60,000 protection booster. In 10 years, total left to heirs is 960,000. See the difference in the amount you can afford to leave to your heirs. With the same amount every month for 10 years, you can afford to double amount for your heirs, subject to the benefit of the takaful plan offered by the takaful operator in Malaysia. Here is the simple formula to know the exact amount of hibah. If you are single, your monthly income times 12 months times 3 years and you will get the amount. For married people, same as single person, but you need to time with 10 years. That's all for my sharing. Back to our Miss Moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Nasrin, for the very detailed explanation. Now we all know that one of the benefits of hibah takaful is income replacement. Alright, my next question to Miss Atika. As far as I know, debts can also be settled if we take this hibah takaful. Am I right, Miss Atika? Can you give us further information?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening to everyone. Thank you to Ms. Hanan for welcoming me as panel 2. First of all, as we know, Islam is strongly demand the settlement of debt in life even after death. The Prophet ﷺ said, all the sins of the martyred are forgiven except debt. Hadith narrated by Muslim. The religious scholars and ustad also advise that debt is the main thing that need to be resolved by the highest immediately after the death of a person and his body is taken care of. Even the highest are obligated to settle the debt of the deceased before managing and distributing his property to the highest. In the hadith narrated by Bukhari and Tirmizi, indeed, the soul of the believer is hanging due to his debt until the debt is paid. What can I say here? If you own your friend's 50 ringgit Malaysia to 250 ringgit Malaysia, maybe your highest can pay for it. But how about the larger debt commitment, like your personal financing worth 1,000 ringgit or your business debt? Of course, it will burden your highest, not only financially, but the most important is their emotions are also disturbed by the debt left behind. In Hibah Takaful, the second benefit is debt settlement. With the advantage of this debt settlement, the highest will be able to settle financing debt and all the debts that were left behind, such as personal financing loan, debt, business debt and so on. Other than that, other families member will be able to continue their life without financial burden upon your passing. Thank you from me. That's all from me. Thank you. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Ms. Atika, for the informative and interesting talk. We already learned about 2 benefits of Hibah Takaful just now. I will move on to the next question. Alright, since long ago, we have heard a lot about siblings or relatives fighting over inheritance. This happened because the deceased did not divide his property before he died. So, can this issue be resolved by Hibah Takaful? Ms. Putri, can you explain more about this problem?
Thank you, Ms. Hanan, as our moderator today. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. As we know, there have been many cases of sibling fights due to inheritance disputes. One of the ways to overcome this is you to use Hibah. From my perspective, Hibah Takaful is the best one. The Hibah Takaful claim procedure is very simple and quick, and it doesn't incur any extra cost. Going through the hassle of insisting on your rights is the last thing you want to do after losing someone. Don't worry, unlike a will, Hibah doesn't call for the highest to appoint a manager or hire an attorney. Hibah is a gift, so the recipient will receive the full value without any deduction. Apart from that, Hibah Takaful can also be classified as a liquid asset, making the claim process simpler and quicker and allowing for a month-long processing time. Where will your hire turn if she was a housewife without a source of income? How much money can be borrowed from friends and family? Your hires can use the money you leave for living expenses with the help of the Hibah Takaful, allowing them to get used to life without you before they start looking for additional income. That's all from me. Back to our moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Putri, for a very good explanation. Alright, we have one more last question to our 4th panelist. Education is very important, but there are a few children who cannot continue their study to a higher level because they don't have enough fund after their parents die. Ms. Aida, can you give some comment about this issue?
Thank you, Ms. Hanan, as a moderator. Assalamualaikum and good evening to all the panels. I'm glad today I'm invited as a panel 4 to elaborate about the benefit of Hibah Takaful. One of the benefit of Hibah is child education needs. Children are our next generation and our most valuable asset in this world and the hereafter. It is our responsibility as parents to provide the best education for our children for their bright future. We certainly want them to learn comfortably in schools and provide the opportunity to further their studies to a higher level at reputable university. However, the rising cost of education every year make it difficult for parents to provide sufficient expenses to cover the cost of their children's education. With Hibah Takaful, you are able to provide enough fund for your children to further their education even if you are no longer with them.
If something happens to your family, your children have a saving to cover their expenses. These expenses are necessary so that they can provide for school needs, school fees, books and more. If parents are concerned about requirement of the education system, they will have planned their budget. Besides, participating in Takaful education plan for their children. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Aida, for the interesting explanation just now. In conclusion, Hibah Takaful plays a very important role in protecting our hires when they lose a family member, especially if the deceased is the sole breadwinner in the family. Our forums today has come to an end. Last word from me. If you have not appointed a nominee for your Takaful plan, do so immediately. Thank you so much for listening to us. See you next time. Bye-bye.